Chapter 170. Can the blood of incorruptible justice be cold? Translator, Sky Pharaoh Editor, Sky Pharaoh. Fang Yuan watched Binding Bing's figure walk until he was far away. Witness this world's brilliance. His two black pupils flashed with an imposing light. The Binding Bing, who was no longer bewildered, was more dangerous than before. Life and death no longer bothered him, and the closer he was to death, the more he would display the incomparable grace of the northern dark ice soul physique. However, wanting to fight me later, hey? Fang Yuan suddenly chuckled. You are bound to be disappointed. The instant he came out of that thick smoke, Fang Yuan had decided to leave Qingmao Mountain. It would be interesting to fight with Binding Bing, but it was of no benefits to him. Binding Bing had set the definition of brilliance on Fang Yuan, and that was because he was young and his view of the world was limited to Qingmao Mountain. Fang Yuan, however, was different. In his grand plan since his rebirth, Qingmao Mountain was only a starting point. As long as the heart possessed great ambitions, one was bound to be broad-minded, not being constrained by small details with others. It's time to leave. The lightning lichen is more cunning and more difficult to handle than the Thundercrown Wolf. Just with Bai Clan or Gu Yue Clan's current strength, it will be difficult to withstand its attacks. Unless a rank 5 expert appears and turns the tide, or maybe if the two clans ally. Bai Clan and Gu Yue Clan had deep grudges against each other. They would ally if the situation came to that point. But the alliance wouldn't be sincere. Fang Yuan wasn't optimistic about this prospect. Qingmao Mountain State will be determined by this battle. If the two clan leaders are both killed by the lightning lichen, Qingmao Mountain will become the lightning wolf's territory. If one clan leader survives, then with the alliance, the other clan will only become cannon fodder. If the lightning lichen is killed, the two clans will definitely have to rehabilitate due to the severe casualties. The clan will tidy up its internal affairs, and I will be investigated. Fang Yuan could clearly see the changes that could occur through this. This is the world of Gu, and in here an individual's strength can rule over the group. Thus, the higher the cultivation of a Gu master, the more power he has to turn the tide. No matter the Bai Clan or Gu Yue Clan or the Lightning Wolf packs, as long as another rank 4 expert appears among any of them, the outcome would be a foregone conclusion. However, no matter the situation, they were all disadvantageous to Fang Yuan. It is time to leave. Although I still lack the ideal healing Gu, how can one have everything he wishes for? After returning to the village, I will take the Heavenly Essence Lotus and then take out a healing Gu from the clan's storage before leaving immediately. Fang Yuan gave one last look behind him. The sound of intense explosions were still coming from the black smoke. He turned around and left, rushing towards the Gu Yue village. With his status as an elder, he could forcefully open the clan's storage and take out primeval stones as well as Gu worms. There was unrest all around. People were frightened. It was the best time to take advantage of the situation. If this chance was let go, no matter what the battle outcome is, the general situation would be set, making it difficult to take advantage. Thunderwing's Gu couldn't be used for the moment, so Fang Yuan could only run quickly through the forest. The wolf tide had ravaged everything in its path, making the once dangerous pathways peaceful and safe. Soon, Fang Yuan was able to see the Gu Yue village in the horizon. Who are you? Fang Yuan swiftly stopped. Two strangers had appeared in front of him. These two were both wearing Gu Master's clothing. One was an elderly man. He was tall and his back was ramrod straight, giving a sense of being as steady as a mountain and as profound as a deep pool. The most eye-catching part was the copper mask that he was wearing on his face. The mask was of a plain design and gave an antique feeling. There were 3 openings on it, revealing the wearer's eyes and mouth. His eyes showed the vicissitudes of life and revealed a grand and righteous aura. His lips were pursed up, the contour in between as sharp as a blade, hinting at this man's firm willpower. The mask didn't cover his ears, exposing his graying temple hairs and revealing that this man should be of an older age. The one next to the man was a youth with eyebrows that were as upright as a sword and eyes that were bright and shining, periodically sending out sharp glances that looked like an eagle or a tiger's. Looking at this appearance, the youth's age should be similar to Fang Yuan. However, this person's belt had a silver plate on it, carved with the character 3. So young and already a rank 3 Gu master, this showed amazing talent and cultivation. This was a young genius. However, Fang Yuan's gaze only paused a moment on this youth, before turning toward the senior. This youth had a slight dark complexion with similarly pursing lips, the entire body releasing a sharp and professional aura, definitely not someone to be underestimated. But the slightly bulging chest area, along with the structure of the limbs and throat, allowed Fang Yuan to instantly see through her identity as a girl. So, Fang Yuan would never look down on women, but compared to this heroic girl, the identity of the middle-aged man beside her would shock anyone. Ti Shuiling. Fang Yuan's mind jolted. He inwardly recalled the identity of this middle-aged man. The man was wearing a copper mask, and the square amethyst plate on his belt was carved with the character 5. He was the rank 5 Gu master, enforcer of the law, a great detective, the #1 investigator of the southern border, divine investigator Ti Shuiling. He was impartial and merciless in upholding justice. Many demonic path cultivators had been arrested by him, and many vile characters beheaded. He was the model example of the righteous path, and had made a very high reputation for himself by solving countless cases as he traveled throughout the southern border. "Little brother, please wait." Ti Shuiling cupped his hands to Fang Yuan. He had already made a name for himself for a long time and was also a rank 5 Gu master, but his attitude was polite and amiable. Seeing little brother's state of injuries and hurried appearance, "Did your esteemed clan leader and elders encounter trouble?" he asked. Fang Yuan automatically changed his expression to that of anxiety and astonishment, while mixed within them were doubts and fear. "Who are you guys? How do you know this?" "Right, we were chasing after a thunder-crowned wolf, but we ran into trouble by encountering a lightning lichen. I am hurrying back to request reinforcements. I am Ti Shuiling. I am an ally, not your enemy. I just came from Guyue village." "Little brother, you don't need to return for reinforcements. The beast tide concerns all humans, and we need to join hands to face it. This Tai shall contribute all he can." Ti Shuiling immediately took this task upon himself. "Damn it, to think that I, Guyue Bo, will die here today. Even if we die, we can't let this lightning lichen get off so easily." Guyue clan leader and Bai clan leader were full of injuries and had almost exhausted their primeval essence. Right now, they could sense the grim aura of death. The thick smoke had already dispersed. All the elders had died, and only these 2 clan leaders were left. The lightning lichen also didn't fare well. Its body had some deep wounds from which one could see its bones. It bared its teeth and retreated to the back of the lightning wolf packs, its eyes flashing with a sly look as it retreated from fighting in the front lines. "Come, you coward!" the Bai clan leader furiously roared. However, the lightning lichen kept on retreating backwards and then let out a howl, commanding the ordinary lightning wolves to charge toward these 2 rank 4 Gu masters. "Cunning bastard!" Guyue Bo and Bai clan leader looked at each other and sighed. They had prepared to make a strong counterattack before dying, but the lightning lichen had a wisdom that didn't lose out to humans and wasn't fooled. "My life is over. Damn this, we are going to die in these ordinary lightning wolves' mouths." Just when these 2 clan leaders were becoming extremely distraught, a voice suddenly arrived from a distance. "2 leaders, hang in there for a moment." The voice echoed through the mountain forests. The 2 clan leaders' bodies jolted, and they immediately turned to look, noticing a tall figure rushing towards them. The figure repeatedly flashed, freely moving through the wolf packs. After a few moments, the figure stood beside the 2 clan leaders. "You are?" the 2 clan leaders asked at the same time. "My name is Ti Shuiling." Gasp. The Bai clan leader drew in a long breath in shock. He was surprised, joyous, and also puzzled. Why was Ti Shuiling here? Gu Yuebo, on the other hand, was aware of the reason as he joyfully said, "So it is, divine investigator Tai." Just as he said this, the wolf packs charged in. "A bunch of foul creatures!" Ti Shui-Leng's tongue seemed to burst with thunder, and with a low shout he willed a guo in his aperture. Boom! A formless aura suddenly erupted, radiating and engulfing everything. This aura was like a mountain, indomitable and unshakable. It was like the heaven itself as it overlooked the world and saw through everything. Righteous Gu. Only a Gu master who had a righteous heart could use it. The righteous aura could weaken vile creatures. Within its range, the lower the willpower of his enemies, the more the weakening effect. Ti Shui-Leng had once used this Gu to make a rank 4 Gu master lose his fighting strength and surrender completely. This was the supreme art of subduing enemy without fighting. Howl! Howl! The lightning wolves' momentum stopped. Their limbs were trembling under the pressure of this aura, and they didn't dare to move forward. How? The lightning lichen gave out a battle cry from the back, trying to command these lightning wolf packs. Such nerve! Ti Shui-Leng glared and suddenly stretched out his right hand, making a grabbing motion towards the lightning lichen. Rumble! Ripples spread in the sky, and an enormous black iron hand tore the sky apart and grabbed towards the lightning lichen. Rank 5 Iron Fist Grappling Gu. The lightning lichen was cunning, but it lacked bravery. In addition to that, its body was riddled with wounds, so it didn't dare to resist this move head-on, and instead quickly dodged. However, this black iron hand had firmly locked into the lightning lichen, and it kept on chasing. The lightning lichen wasn't able to escape from it. Its vicious personality was stimulated. It gave a loud roar and fiercely collided against the black iron hand. The enormous hand shattered, but the lightning lichen received serious injuries. Almost all its bones were on the verge of shattering. It let out miserable whimpers, but didn't dare to fight Ti Shui-Leng again. Finally, it resentfully looked at Ti Shui-Leng and the two clan leaders before it tucked its tails and ran away. It is about to escape! Quick, stop it! The two clan leaders shouted, but Ti Shui-Leng stood on the spot and didn't move. Divine Investigator, please finish it. Gu Yuebo cupped his hands and implored. Ti Shui-Leng slightly shook his head. At this time, Fang Yuan and the young girl finally arrived. They had seen how the lightning lichen had been forced away by the iron hand. Dad, why did you do that? You are injured. The young girl quickly approached Ti Shui-Leng and stamped her feet in anger. Her reproaching tone was full of concern. Ruonan, this lightning lichen is very cunning. Chasing it away by force is the best way to deal with it. Ti Shui-Leng spoke when suddenly his body slightly trembled. Puff! He spurted out blood from his mouth. There was a strange, gloomy, greenish color in his blood, and as the blood fell on the ground, it immediately corroded a patch of green grass, letting out an unpleasant smoke. Clearly, he had suffered serious injuries. Dad, are you okay? The young girl, Ti Ruonan, quickly lifted her hands and tried healing Ti Shui-Leng. No need to make a fuss about it. You know of my injuries. I will feel a lot better after letting out some blood. Ti Shui-Leng laughed and waved his hands, refusing the treatment. Seeing this scene, the two clan leaders, who had been feeling resentment just before, immediately felt embarrassed. Divine Investigator is selfless. You helped us even though you are suffering from serious injuries. We will deeply remember this favor. I have heard of Ti Shui-Leng's great name, and today I can see that it is fully justified and worthy of admiration. We thank Divine Investigator for saving us. The two clan leaders cupped their hands one after another and expressed their thanks. Lord Divine Investigator, please honor my Bai village with your presence. This gratitude of saving my life, I will do my best to repay, the Bai clan leader said. How could Gu Yuebo just watch as the Bai village tried to bring Ti Shui-Leng away? He knew why Ti Shui-Leng was here and gave a proud smile. I know that Lord Divine Investigator is here due to Jiafu's request and has come to investigate that murder case. Our Gu Yue clan will do our best to cooperate. Bai clan leader's expression changed when he heard this. Ti Shui-Leng said, It is so. However, the one in charge of this investigation won't be me, but my daughter Ti Ruonan. Huh? Immediately, everyone present turned to look at the young girl.